Welcome to Living D-Free with Tamika Talks, where we focus on helping you live an authentic and financially free life, where you get to build your dreams. This unique show speaks specifically to Black women about money, while celebrating our strength, our culture, and our journey to financial freedom. By embodying the D-Free way of living, gaining new tools to build a new future for yourself, and joining a community conversation where we share stories, learn, and invest in the future. Living D-Free will take you on the road with me. You'll see where I've been, where D-Free has broken new ground, and how D-Free is helping others to get in the black.
There's so many in that, well, one, I believe in paying myself first.
Amen.
I'm going to pay myself before I pay anybody else. Yeah, for that. Pay myself. This may not be your typical money move, but I'm a strong believer in tithing. Like, I'm going to pay my 10% to God because I know He's going to give me back tenfold. Like, that's me planting that seed. Like, I'm going to pay a little bit more than what I made because I'm, praying that God will give me back even more in the next opportunity. And also just in recognizing when I don't know what I'm doing. You were talking a little bit earlier about you made some maybe not so smart or smart money moves, and the smartest one was finding a financial advisor. And I'm going to talk to her after this because I need to talk to you and get somebody on my team. Listen, 20 minutes, we can have 30 minutes, we can have an hour. So I can get some things together, but I think that's also really smart in that when you know that you don't have the answers, recognizing that and finding someone that does and helping you out so that you can be better in the long run. So I really like to be intentional and purposeful in all the things that I do, right? And so I think it's really easy to be any and everywhere and be on the scene, and people are like, oh my gosh, you're everywhere. And I'm like, I'm only where it matters, right? And so I came up with this whole booked, busy, blessed, and it's booked before busy, because when you're booked, you're probably making a check. When you're busy, you're probably spending some money, right? So you want to be booked before you are busy, and then you are infinitely blessed either way. So I just came up with this whole book, busy, blessed, and like, it is a lifestyle, the things that you do. You're busy when you're hanging out with your girlfriends, and that's rejuvenating you, but essentially you're going to go back to being booked because you need to make that income and be engaged in a way that, again, fulfills that purpose. And again, blessed because I believe that all things are through the will and power of God. And then Kela is just, you got Say La Vie. And so Kela is just like, this is life. Such is life, but this is my life. And so it's Kela, my life. Just start putting a little bit away, whether it's $10 a month, whatever you can afford, start putting that away. Then habit. It's the habit. Me and my girlfriend me and Sass formed a little savings collection earlier this year. We put away, the dollar amount. Every week we put away that amount. So the first week of the year we did $1. Second week we did $2. Now we up to like $40 a week we gotta put in the box. And the savings is about maybe $600 right now. But that's in like a little small habit. So a little bit ends up being a lot, but you have to start. So I always encourage people to start saving in any way, shape, or form. And then someone else said something a little bit earlier from the Young Money team, I like to put my savings somewhere where I can't touch it. Right. And so I put mine on an online website because they hold it, right? And you like, oh, I need to buy these shoes, right? And it's like, well, by the time I get the money in 4 days, the shoes ain't gonna be there no more, So I like to put my money somewhere where I can't instantly touch it and do something irresponsible with it. And so it's really saving and also maturing. So when you are saving, look at places that are actually gonna give you a bang for your buck. Not all of us can maybe afford to do a CD or different stock fund options, but you can look at these online options that are offering you even 2%.
It's better than a 0.01%.
Yes, 2% is better than 0%, right? So definitely do stuff like that.
Yep, and I say saving level. So you get to the point where you may have enough money to buy a CD, and then you take it and move it over. And if you have the habit, you'll continue to build on it. Yeah, so I definitely agree with that.
And another tip, I think this might be a fourth tip, but
go for it.
To also be smart about your money and to not pay attention to social media. A lot of times we look at social media and you want to ball out because everybody on the gram is stunting and showing out, and you have to know that that's the gram, that's a highlight reel, right? And while that grass may seem greener on the other side, you don't know what people are doing to keep that grass so green. So to not be pressured by social media or things that you see outside, and to look into ways that you can be resourceful. Like I was saying, rent the runway, rented the skirt. You know, people be like, oh, you up here doing, I'm like, girl, I got that off assignment. I ain't paid full price for that. You know, like, and so don't fall to the peer pressure or just keeping up with the jokesters, if you will, for the look, because if you got that $2,000 purse and you can't hold $2,000 in it, yeah, something's a little backwards.
Exactly.
If you're telling me student loan debt is more than credit card debt in America, this is an epidemic. And this is a market that's really not tapped into, because you're telling me there's all these different businesses that talk about borrowing loans or getting into college, but there's not one telling you how to pay for it from the beginning to the end. So that's how I figured out how I could really capitalize off this opportunity and help students around even the world. Because when you think about it, essentially many students who are immigrants, they don't get aid at all. They don't qualify for any type of federal aid that the government will provide. So therefore, they're solely living off of resources and scholarships and aid. So when I saw that there was a market for that, that's when I just jumped in. So my biggest lesson that I learned was just having patience, especially even on the financial aid side of things. You have to have patience when finding money. You have to be patient when trying to follow up with people to see what resources are possibly available for you.
My role model is the person that I want to be in 10 years. Like,
That's good. Keep going. This is good.
It's just real. I never, and I don't want to seem like it's arrogant or pretentious, but I've always looked at, okay, you have to separate the people that we quote unquote idolize in the things that they do. The person that person is, you don't know that person. You know what that person has done. You can take those attributes and apply them to this fictitious person in the future, which is myself, and that's who I want to be. I've never idolized an individual because we're all flawed. All the women in my life have had the most influential impact on me. You know, for instance, seriously, when we've had conversations, we continue to have conversations about, you know, where we would like to be in life, what things look like, and I come to you constantly for like just that authenticity, like that advice, and I feel like my energy is better and I'm able to open up more when I'm speaking with women. So I'd say like all of the women that I've been blessed to encounter in my life that are my friends, and that's not just like a political like answer, that is the truth. Like women have added an infinite amount of value to my life, and without the energy, perspective, and emotional IQ of a woman, I couldn't possibly be the person that I am today.
You know, I'm not going to apologize for how this might sound, but some will say, some will not be able to get beyond it sounding overly churchy, but every answer, every solution, insecurity, purpose, passion, everything that we desire in life that is all things good, all things winning, all things success, all things turn up, all things fabulous, all things wealth, all things everything. The content for your book, the substance for your business, your friends, your spouse. All of the answers, the juice is in the instruction manual. It is a success manual. I see a lot of women will build a business and it's a lifestyle business versus a sustainable business. Right. And so a lifestyle business is, it's comfortable. I get to stay home with my kids versus a better legacy and a better story is, how about you scale this business, not grow it, because grow and scale, two different things, right? But scale the business to leave something, an inheritance for your grandchildren's grandchildren. So look, in the hood, we'd say, I need my grandchildren's grandchildren to eat off of this, okay? So not just for my children now. So anyway, there's legacy, which is why women, we need to. So there's purpose, there's economic, fueling the economy, and then there's legacy. I think those are like my top three, but there's lots of reasons.
Starting this business, growing this business, and transforming it into what it is, I was very, very like shy, and I'm always super humble about everything. But I realized that there is no room in playing small when you have a really big goal and really big impact to make. Starting the conversation early on, or even the clients that I have at my table that are age 30, age 40, helping them understand, like, so we're going through this for your loans. What would it look like to not have to go through this for your child? Like, we don't want to see your child at the student loan doctor's table. Right. And so really helping people understand affordable, tangible ways to start saving for college, being proactive in that role now is super important.
And so that led me down the road of marketing into branding. And so I spent a number of years consulting with brands on those type of things. How do you communicate the right message to your consumers at the right time so that they can convert?
Because you knew the people.
You move the people. You see how the people move, and you can just position yourselves where the people are, and that influences, you know, how they interact with your brand.
So funny story, when I'm doing dfree training around the country, I'm always telling people, like, you know, when you're online lurking in the middle of the night and you see those shoes, and then before you can close the window from Macy's, you know, it shows up in your Facebook ad.
Absolutely.
I'm normally in church and I have to tell people that that's not Jesus. It's actually people like Sybil and who've done the background research to know who you are, what time you're looking, where you live, and why those red shoes are available to you right down the street from your house.
Yes.
Sybil did the background for that.
Yes, and there are teams of people that are manipulating data to present it to you in different facets, in different spaces in your life, so that you can buy into it, because it's all about the consumption game.
Right.
I would challenge you for just 1 week to write down everything that you spend your money on.
So let me write down coffee and lunch and
Write
all
down,
of that for today.
Yes,
okay.
write down everything that you spend your money on just for 1 week. And at the end of that week, look at it. And you'll be able to kind of categorize how you're spending your money. I mean, I know for me, when like the first time I did it, I realized I spent a lot of money on food. That's where most of my money was going towards. It wasn't, you know, it wasn't necessarily going out all the time. It was more so food. Like, so, you know, buying, you know, breakfast, lunch, dinner every single day, 7 days a week. It adds up. So when you see how much money you spend on other stuff, you realize, oh, I actually do have extra money. Because we're quick to say, I don't have it. But somehow you find a way to go to brunch on Sunday, or you find a way to, you know, catch a train to get into the city, or whatever the case is. Like, you find a way to do all of that other stuff. So I think after that, once you kind of get your priorities together about what it is that you're saving for, I have my paycheck automatically split. So every single 2 weeks when I get paid, automatically I have a certain amount of money that goes to my savings that it just goes there, and I manage based on the rest of what my check is. And it's easy because I don't have to do anything.
And you don't see it.
I don't see it. So ADP or whoever's doing it, they're automatically putting my money into my savings account, and then what gets deposited into my checking is what I have for me.
I'm always thinking, let's do it in cash. So everything I do buy for myself, it's just, there's never been a payment plan or anything like that. I'm nervous for the day that I have to go and buy myself a car, and I'm gonna be like, I want to pay it all right now, but I know I won't be able to. I want to buy a house and I have a 30-year mortgage. That scares me a lot, but I don't know. I feel like I've been sheltered almost because I've never had to. You know, I've heard stories of my friends whose parents put bills in their name and stuff, and their credit starts off low, and I'm like, I don't have any credit. So, you know, I'm just...
My background, I was an executive in banking, and so it was a high travel position as well in the market that I served. And at any given time, you know, travel, you sacrifice being away from home and momming and managing from afar. And so you may miss things, you know, you may not be there all the time. And sometimes your self-talk has to be real positive in splitting that time, you know. And I'm very passionate about my communities. And so I'm splitting that with, you know, momming and managing my house and that passion to raise my children, as well as the passion to impact our communities in that way. And so I think time you sacrifice, sometimes it's your peace of mind, sometimes it is self-care, and you're trying to have all of this on a list at the same time.
Surround yourself with good people. That's very, very important. And be grounded spiritually. You know, obviously Christ is my savior, but whatever your spiritual realm is, you know, be grounded with that.